It says Uber and Lyft claimed record share of fare dollars while drivers struggled through COVID crisis. Okay, let's talk about it. Even during COVID, a lot of drivers were making more money compared to now. Okay, I want to stress that. During COVID, even though COVID never left, COVID is still here technically. Drivers made way more money before when COVID was, at its peak, I guess, compared to now, even though we're still in COVID. Mind you, drivers are risking their lives every day on the road. Let's be real. Every day on the road, they're risking their lives. And on top of that, when COVID first came out and a lot of people were just, getting sick and a lot of people were dying and the numbers were going up, it was so crazy that they still sent drivers out there. And I really felt like even during COVID, even though it still never left, drivers should have been paid way more. And as of now, still way more than what they've ever been paid. But this shows you that Lyft and Uber never cared about you. Okay? Because what they did was, when COVID came around, they saw dollar signs. They saw money. And they used the drivers to accumulate even more money while paying you the bare minimum, even though you made more money in 2019 compared to now, even though COVID never left. Lyft and Uber never cared about your safety, never cared about your life, because if they did, they wouldn't have had you out there driving when COVID was here, making what you made in 2018. Okay, like it's not making sense that they would put their drivers at risk, not only of getting sick, but your life. And they continue to put your life at risk. Because not only during COVID, they had you out here driving. And of course, around COVID, you were making more than what you make now. But being the fact that COVID never left and it still technically exists, they still pay you the bare minimum. And it's so horrible that this company is still in business, Uber and Lyft. Because you guys show your drivers any chance you can get that their life doesn't matter. Okay? And one thing for sure is this article talks about New York. My thing is, what about South Carolina, Georgia, Ohio, North Carolina? I'm talking every state that offers Lyft and Uber. I'm tired of looking at the news articles about one state, like California, even though they matter too. But they shouldn't be the only state that get these laws passed. It should be regulated nationally. Anywhere you see a Lyft and Uber, everybody should be compensated the same amount. And not no 60 cents a mile or 11 cents a minute. It shouldn't even be no less than $2 a mile. Let's be real. But because they do what, they feel like they're allowed to do, because nothing has, really stopped these companies other than lawsuits, even though that still hasn't stopped them, they continue to basically show you guys that you're not important to them. That's why they're using all this money to make these automated vehicles and stuff, And it's sick. It shouldn't be just California being able to get the help that they need. It shouldn't be just New York getting the help that they need. And mind you, I don't know exactly what kind of help that they are getting. So, quote me if I'm wrong, because I'm not in California or New York. But I know that every time I do look, up Lyft on the news, I always see New York and California like they're the only states that matter. When every state should matter. When these companies should not be allowed to pay all these states the pennies. 60 cents a mile is a slap in the face. And then on top of that, with these unfair prices, they're not even going with the miles sometimes that they charge. Okay? Because there shouldn't be no reason why it's a 43-mile trip that takes about 45 miles to get there and you're only getting $24. That right there is slave work. I don't care. You're not even making $24 at the end of the day. That's not even your profit. It should be illegal to be paying your drivers pennies while you are taking a huge cut, a huge percentage. And shout out to the people that are, turning off their apps for 48 hours. Even though you get a lot of people in the comments saying, oh, strikes don't matter. Hey, everybody is entitled to their own opinion. Opinions are not facts, okay? Let's just be real. But I am for anybody who stands up for the cause, for their self, who's fed up and they want to stand up. I'm for all of that. And if you feel like you need a strike, do it. I'm not against it. If you feel like strikes don't work, that's on you. But I feel like if a lot of people took advantage and found ways to, not feed into the bait that Lyft gives you, to still be disappointed at the end of the day, you definitely have to stand up somewhere. Because even if you're not hurting, even if your state or your city is not hurting right now, it doesn't mean that you won't hurt in the future. Because you're setting yourself up for failure in the future. And then I understand that a lot of people do this part-time. Okay, I understand. But you have to understand, what if you lose your full-time job and you have to do it go from part-time to full-time? Then what? You're going to be in the same boat as the people that do it full-time that are not even making enough money. And that's why Lyft and Uber shouldn't be hiring all these drivers if they can't even pay the drivers that already work for them. They already have history. Can't even provide the proper safety for the drivers that have been working for them, that already have history. Just because somebody else is struggling doesn't mean that you're not too far behind. Because you could possibly be in their shoes sooner than you think. Because you feel like you don't need to stand up for what's right. But you have to understand, if a huge amount of drivers say, you know what, I'm done, I'm tired, they're not, giving me enough money to even be out here, especially on those slow days, that you're just driving around waiting for a ride. No matter how much you drive, no matter how much you sit and wait, you're waiting for a ride, you're not even making minimum wage. That should be enough to make you want to turn the app off for 2 days or a day, a whole day, and get other people to do it with you. So that Lyft and Uber can know, look, if you guys don't pay the drivers what they deserve to be paid, then you guys don't deserve to be rich. You guys don't deserve to be a company. You guys deserve to suffer just like the drivers. Because at the end of the day, the more they continue to go on, the more you see for yourself how much they don't care about you. Okay? They make it clear as day. even in their terms and conditions. They let you know out loud that they don't care. Okay? I mean, I've even seen people saying that, passengers threw up in their car. I saw somebody say that a passenger threw up in their car. Matter of fact, not their car. They threw up in a Lyft driver's car, and they bragged about it to a Lyft driver and told them that Lyft tried to charge them they tried to charge them some money for a cleanup fee, and they wouldn't pay for it. And they said that they don't even think $50 should be paid to a driver for them throwing up in their car. The entitlement. It's sick that it's getting this disgusting. To me, that passenger should not ever be allowed to use Lyft platform. To feel like they shouldn't pay for the mess that they made. Because you just feel that entitled to service that you feel like you can throw up in somebody's car and not even pay a cleanup fee, and feel like the driver don't even deserve a cleanup fee, not even knowing that drivers have to log off and miss out on money to clean up your bodily fluid. It's sick. So yeah, it's ridiculous. And this is what Lyft and Uber put you through. Drivers, they don't care if you get sick, picking up their sick passenger that's coughing everywhere, even on you, that wasn't wearing a mask through COVID, that was arguing about wearing a mask through COVID, wanting to fight people. I mean, the list goes on about, I could just go on for days about all of the things that I see and hear from Lyft drivers. And it should not be this way. But these companies are so corrupt. They continue to be in business, and they continue to take money out of each ride that is owed to you and make you run after a bonus zone, streak zone, that you go chase after and wait 20 minutes, 30 minutes, maybe even an hour. Or maybe you can't even complete the bonus because it disappeared, because they didn't have no passengers, or they just didn't send you a ride. It's sick. And like I said, and I will continue to say, Lyft and Uber must be stopped. They are disgusting, okay? And you drivers do not deserve to be treated so sick and be driving, doing slave work for the bare minimum. It's time to do something. Let me know in the comments what you feel like we could do as a whole. If you have any suggestions. If you don't have any suggestions, let me know about your worst experience driving Lyft and Uber. I love it when you guys comment and share your experiences, because it shows that it's not just a couple of people going through things. It's too many, okay? So yeah, if you're new here, go ahead and comment, like, share, subscribe. And thank you so much for all my supporters. I really do appreciate you guys. I'm doing my best to come through with some more content. I have definitely been busy, but I'm doing what I can to, come through for you guys. Thank you guys so much for all of the love. And you guys stay safe. And I hope nothing but the best for you guys.